Oh, I see a Tottenham badge. I'm not being funny. I'm refusing to stick any of the Arsenal ones in this sticker book because I just, You know what we gotta do? Kolasinac? Hey, what is up, football fans? My name is Achillea and welcome back to a brand new video. Now, today we're going to be reminiscing about Spurs' Premier League 2018-2019 campaign. Now, we're going to be looking at some key moments, talking about certain players, and we're going to do that with the help of this Panini tabloid sticker album. Now, this is pretty cool because it looks a lot like a newspaper, but it's actually obviously got loads of spaces for stickers. So thank you to Panini for hooking us up with this. We have literally a bunch of stickers to go through, and not only that, there's a lot of sections talking about key moments this season, and obviously we're going to focus a lot on the Spurs ones and kind of reviewing how the season went. So again, massive shout out to Panini for setting this up. It's an exclusive look in, and you'll find out later in the video how you can get your hands on this product. Okay, look at this. The first one, Lucas Moura, EA Sports Player of the Month, shiny. That is what I'm talking about. So I'm going to whack him right in. Number 8, right at the start. What has this got to say about Lucas Moura? So this was in fact when Lucas Moura got his Player of the Month for August. And yeah, he earned the first Player of the Month of the season. Fancy that, a Spurs player winning the first one. He has been insane and he scored 3 goals that month, so fully deserved. I'm happy for him and I'm happy he's managed to find his feet in the Premier League because he is a top winger. So the first section we're going to look at that is related to Spurs is on page 9. Now hopefully you can see this, which is down here, and that is the awards section of the sticker album. And right here, if you can't read it up a bit closer, it says November Goal of the Month. Now that was Heung-Min Son's solo run against Chelsea at Wembley, which to be honest has to be one of my favourite goals of this season, and that is the award that he won at Spurs for Spurs' goal of the season as well. Now I remember that day perfectly. We obviously beat Chelsea at home in the league, and Son just went on this crazy run from the halfway line on like towards the right wing, went past I think Azpilicueta or whoever might be playing left back, went past David Luiz in the box and managed to slot it home. But I cannot put it to words. It was such a great run, and to get in and out of 2-3 players was so amazing to see, and definitely 100% one of my highlights of the season was seeing him do that. Now Son has been in great form throughout the year, so to see him do that against a London rival like Chelsea is absolutely huge. So that hands down has to go down as one of my favourite goals, if not the favourite goal for me in the Premier League for Spurs. This is it. Heung-Min Son's goal of the month. I cannot just get it out of my mind. He ran like Messi past everyone, past Luiz. Oh, and the finish home, I think limbs were just flying for the next 15 minutes. But yeah, let's stick that on in the sticker book. Now tell me that don't look beautiful. Tell me that don't look beautiful. You got Heung-Min Son at the bottom there with his goal of the month. I'm so proud of him, man. I want to see a few more of those next year. Come on, Sonny. Now, moving on to the next section. We have on page 10, a little section here talking about Poch being a centurion for Spurs. Now I'll read this out quickly for you. Spurs' hard-fought 1-0 win over Burnley on the 15th of December made Mauricio Pochettino the first Spurs manager to win 100 Premier League games. Now, at the time, I didn't realise that, and I heard it after the game, and I thought that was amazing. Like, he's hands down been probably my favourite manager at Spurs since I've been alive. And to see him get 100 Premier League wins is absolutely insane, and he deserves it. But here's the key thing, right? And all you Spurs fans are going to love this. Here's the key thing. He was the 3rd fastest to do it with one club and 10 games quicker than Arsene Wenger at Arsenal. But Spurs finished December on 45 points, their best first half of a Premier League season. Now, I know the second half went down a little bit, but that first half of the season, we were on fire. A lot of our players were. And that is a huge credit to Pochettino to being an insane coach. Now that is a massive milestone to reach early in the season in December. To win 100 Premier League games as our manager is unbelievable, and I want to see him stay forever. I cannot stress how much I love the guy. He's been incredible for us, and I want to see him win 100 more. I said it. I want to see him win 100 more games. So congratulations, Poch, on the 100. Well, over 100 now. Now let's get you to 200. Now what we've got in this one, fun fact, we've got a little Kieran Trippier that we need to stick in. And it is for September's stats. Now apparently, Since the start of the season, no one has more Premier League assists for another player than Kieran Trippier for Harry Kane, and that is 7 of them. Now, that's very interesting to see, considering a lot of people aren't exactly too happy with some of Kieran Trippier's performances. Is he going to stay? I'm not too sure. I don't think he will, to be honest. I think there are some better players out there. But that is very interesting to know that no one has actually got more assists for Harry Kane than Kieran Trippier himself. So, could be more important than people think. I don't know. That's up to you guys. Now, we've mentioned Son and we've mentioned Poch, but now this section has got them both together. It's on page 14 with this little quotation down here. Sonny is like a battery. You work, work, work until the battery is gone. Mauricio Pochettino's comment on Heung-Min Son's late goal saw Spurs beat Newcastle 1-0 on February 2nd. Now, man, these two for us have been absolutely insane. Pochettino, for me, without just being as unbiased as possible, is one of the greatest coaches in the world right now and greatest managers. So for what he's achieved at our club so far, with still so much to do, and the fact that Son stepped up to the plate when Kane was injured for like 4 months this season, shows how important both of these two are to our clubs. Now, Sonny getting that late winner was huge for us. It's helped us effectively, been one of the games that's helped us get Champions League football again next season. So I cannot stress enough how amazing Son has been for us, especially in times of need when Kane has been out and maybe Lucas Moura also have not been up to scratch. And that's also down to Pochettino, man. He's put in the work, strategizing, making sure that Sonny knows what to do when Kane is not on the pitch. And there's no surprise that he scored as many goals as he has. Now, let's be honest. Now, if we just turn the page over from that onto page 16. Right, we have the talk of the race for the Golden Boot. Now, at this point, Kane was still in the running for it, and I think he'll definitely want to win 3 out of 4 seasons, with, Mo Salah being into it last year. Oh, here we go. Man like Harry Kane. That's what I'm talking about. No, that's pretty nice seeing Kane there, Golden Boot again. Maybe we'll see him get it next year. Well, I hope he gets it next year. Now, this is the point where Kane was returning. He had another lengthy injury. Son obviously had to step up to the plate for him, but he just came back and he really wanted that Golden Boot. So he came back, he scored 2 goals. Again, he's showing that he wanted to fight for it and get it. But unfortunately, after that, he did pick up yet another major injury, which kind of put him out of the running. Now, in my opinion, if he didn't get that second injury, he would have won the Golden Boot this year. Genuinely would have think that. He was on fire when he came back to the pitch. A lot of people kind of played down his performances, but he still got the goals. Like, that's the important thing. And despite him missing, I think, in total 4 months of football this season, which is basically almost half of the season, he was still in the running by March with only about a couple of months left. So if that doesn't show you that he's like one of the world's best strikers, I don't know what is. Now, the final section that's to do with Spurs as a club is on 17 at the top here, survival of the fittest. Now, apparently 49 clubs have played in the Premier League, but only Arsenal, Chelsea, Everton, Liverpool, United and Spurs have been ever present after Aston Villa got relegated in 2016. Now, what's noted is that Spurs' lowest season was when we came 15th, which I believe was in 93-94. But we have had 1,583 points and 443 wins since being in the Premier League. Now, that is pretty cool. Now, that just shows how well we've done as a club, but I would like to see us take that one step further next year and actually win a trophy. It's crazy to think that our lowest finish in 93-94 was 15th, yet now we've had consecutive Champions League seasons, or finishing in the top 4. Now that is pretty amazing to me. When I was a lot younger, it was winning the League Cup was the best thing that we did. We were always kind of like just in Europa League, maybe just above mid-table. But now we are fighting with the top players. We've come 2nd, 3rd, just Champions League spots. We made it to the Champions League final last year. So definitely a lot of amazing memories. And we still managed to get Champions League again for next year. So I want to know where everyone thinks we're going to finish next year. Will we continue this run, get the top 4, or do you think we could even be in the title race? I don't know. I'm going to leave that down to you guys. But it's one to think about, the fact that our club has not been relegated in the Premier League era. Alright, so in this sticker book, I've got a very interesting one here. Now, this guy has been a Spurs target for a while now, and that is a shiny Wilfried Zaha. Now, he's going to cost us a lot of money. They're asking for about 75 mil. I don't know whether we can cough up that much for him, but I would love to see this guy in a Spurs shirt. And I want to know if you'd like to see him in one too. But he's number 6. Let's go and stick him in. So this is in fact when Zaha won 2-0 against Fulham. He scored the goal along with Jeffrey Schlupp. Despite the fact that Fulham started 7 of their new signings. Man, it went a bit downhill for them, didn't it? Harry Kane, yet again, scoring against Brighton. What a guy, man. I love seeing his face. So let's stick him in as well and create some more memories. This is number 35, so let's find him. Where is he at? Set piece specialists. Okay. Okay, so that is when Harry Kane has scored the penalty. Now, look at that. Look at that. Where is he? Look how beautiful that is. How important he's been for us has been insane this season, and I'm just hoping he stays for us forever. But we'll have to wait and see. Ooh, okay. Now this is Danny Rose. There's been recent talks about him as to whether he's going to stay or not. I would love to see him stay. He's been one of my favourite players, and I think that's mainly because of how open he is and talking about football. But I cannot forget one of my favourite memories of football was his debut goal against Arsenal. What an unbelievable finish, and he's done so much for our club, so he deserves to be stuck in. It is exactly for what I was talking about. It says here, Spurs' Danny Rose. It was a star on and off the pitch as he spoke about mental health and racism issues. Now that is something I think needs to be talked about a lot more in football, because I know a lot of players, or even just people in general, are suffering from it, but unfortunately it's not talked about enough. So that is him with the key message about protecting players and just being more open, talking about this kind of stuff to hopefully help people's careers and just enjoy the game for what it is. Okay, finally, the final thing I'm going to talk about, which is Spurs, is this huge feature on Son on page 18. Now, this is talking about how Son was the first player to score a goal in the Spurs new stadium. But it actually has a very cool feature on it. It's got a QR code scanner, which you can do on your phone if you have an iPhone like I do. Now let's check this out. It's very simple. Right, so if you can see that in the top right hand corner there is a QR code, and that is going to take you to some video action so that we actually get to watch a little clip about what this section is talking about. Really simple. Got my camera open. Yep, that's me. Hello. Boom. There we go. Open paninigroup.com on Safari. Oh, here we go. Son's got the ball. Come on, mate. Oh, pass 2, pass 3, shot between them. Oh, and the ball was in the bottom corner. Now, this goal was right in front of me, and that was just, oh, trust me, the scenes in that white wall, as I like to call it, which is the big South Stand, the single tier one, was insane. Son is one of my favourite players at Spurs by a mile. He has been absolutely bossing it this year, and the fact that he managed to get the first goal at the new stadium is just a big credit to how much work he's put in and how fire he has been at Spurs lately, and he fully deserved it. But yeah, that was a 2-0 win over Crystal Palace when we first opened the Spurs stadium. Oh, please. Sorry, just get this pack away from me. Sorry. But, so, Ozil, Torreira, and I don't even know who that is, but number 87 for Arsenal. That was, I can't believe I had to open that pack. I can't believe I had to see all that. Now, what you can do is if you head over to the Panini website, you can actually pre-register to find out when the official Premier League Adrenaline XL trading card game is going to be available. So make sure you do that. It should be around about September, but make sure you register so you can be one of the first to know when the trading card game drops. Oh, okay. So we have got yet another one. Now, this is man like Christian Eriksen. He is a big talking point at Spurs right now. Is he going to leave? Is he not? He says he wants a new challenge, and Real Madrid are obviously the top ones in line for him, but they have bought players upon players this summer already, and it's been like 2 weeks. So will they be willing to shell out the 100 million for Christian Eriksen? I'm not sure, but there's still a potential deal with Barcelona as well. I mean, I wouldn't want to see him go just because I think he's so amazing for us. Had up and down performances this year, but still got the goals and assists needed as for the Spurs team. So I'd rather keep him and then obviously bring in some great players. But if his head's not there, we can't force him to stay. And I'd rather we got a lot of money for him if his head's not in Spurs and then we reinvest it wisely. Just kind of like Liverpool did with Coutinho. But I'm going to stick this man in because he's been easily one of the best Spurs players and most consistent over the past like 5 or so years. So just to finish things off, that was about Poch is being Centurion, 100 Premier League wins for Spurs. They used Eriksen's picture, and what a guy. One manager, one Eriksen. Right, so that is it for the video. We've talked about some key moments in the Spurs Premier League 2018-19 season and stuck some key ones in this Panini album. Again, thank you very much to Panini for sponsoring this and providing me with this exclusive look in to this, which again, I think is just pretty cool. Like, it's a sticker album, but it's like a newspaper. This Panini tabloid telling you all of the key moments throughout the season, and definitely worth a cop. So I think it's going to be out in September. Keep an eye out. Make sure to get notifications for it. And thank you guys for watching. Please do leave comments down below on what you thought of all of the moments that we talked about. What was your favorite moment during the season? And we're going to go in and do another in-depth one about goals soon. So make sure to stick around, subscribe, like the video, all of that. Thank you guys for watching, and I shall see you guys in the next video. Peace.